Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the KJD Show. I am your host, KJD. Alright, today I'm going to talk about a little bit about Bob Costas' comments about former Kansas City linebacker, defensive player Javon Belcher. I'm very sorry about what happened to him and his family. You know, I'm not going to judge the guy. You never know what was going through his head. Suicide's definitely a very sensitive topic to talk about. But I'm not mad at him because, we don't know what was going through his mind, what kind of family issues he may have had, what was going on in his outside life outside of football. You can only hope that things happen in a positive way. Things work out the way that would be the best case scenario for him and his family, his child that survived it. The only person I'm really mad at about is Bob Costas. Okay, this guy decides to say that if there was no gun around, that everybody would still be alive today. He doesn't know that. I mean, there may have been some other type of form of weaponry that he may have chosen, that Javon Belcher may have chosen. There may have been a knife in there that he may have used. You know, guns don't kill people. Other people kill people with the actions that they decide. I mean, by his logic, that must mean that the idiotic comments that came out of his mouth must have been the microphone's fault. I don't, maybe it wasn't Bob Costas' fault that he decided not to think, to have a filter between his brain and his mouth before all that came out. And if he wants to get mad at what I have to say about it, let's blame the camera that's filming what I have to say. I mean, by his logic, that's really what it is. That must mean that we blame spoons. We should be blaming spoons for people that are getting overweight and obese. We should blame pencils for words being misspelled on paper and keyboards for typos on the and typing on Microsoft Word documents and Excel documents. I mean, we're blaming the tools for people's mistakes in society right now. We're not taking personal responsibility on what we're doing. That's just the way it is in life. It's not what type of piece of equipment you have, it's who uses that piece of equipment and what that's being used for. Bob, I used to be a huge fan of your commentary and analysis on sports, but after that, you've proven yourself an idiot, in my opinion. And a lot of other people's as well. I mean, I'm just wondering, were you actually thinking before you said that? Were you trying to be political? As a journalist, you should be unbiased without your personal preference and biases involved in everything. You've got to leave your political opinions out. I'm not trying to say what my opinions are. I'm sure it's pretty obvious what a lot of people think of them. But I do think that everyone should have personal accountability for what they do in their daily lives. It's very unfortunate that by gun is the way how Javon Belcher and his girlfriend slash wife, either way, it was his significant other, to be accurate. We don't know what he would have done if there was another form of weapon around or if there was no gun. But you can't blame the actual gun because it was his actual decision at the end of the day. When you take your own life and someone else's life, that's a decision that you have to answer for at some point in time. And to that ignoramus Bob Costas, allow me to enlighten you again. If you're going to blame a certain item, you blame the actual person. You're welcome.